So another day, another few more mods for the G80 M3. If you guys haven't been watching the build series so far, I completely transformed the front end of this car with these CSL style grills, these carbon fiber air inlets, and also this super aggressive front lip. This thing looks like a completely different car from the front. Not only that, guys, but I also transformed the side. So I did these carbon fiber side skirts with these wings right over here, and then also these little carbon fiber vents. So we did the front, we did the sides. I'm sure you guys can guess what's next. And that's right, guys. Today we're gonna be working on the rear end of this G80 M3, completely transforming it and giving it a completely different look, of course, with these mods right over here. Now, if you guys can't tell, there are a few of them, so we're gonna be doing a lot of things to this rear end, but all of those mods together should really give this thing a different look. It should make it look way more aggressive, and it should make it match the rest of the car. Now, I mentioned in the front lip video that this rear end honestly already looks aggressive, whereas the rest of the car didn't look super aggressive in my opinion. However, we're just gonna bring it to the next level and really step it up. So without further ado, guys, let me just unbox all these mods right over here, and let me show you what we're gonna be doing today. So before I go ahead and show you those mods, I just wanna say a huge shout out and thank you to Keys Motorsports for sponsoring the channel, for sponsoring this build, because none of this legit would have been possible without them. Also, if you guys are enjoying the series, if you guys are enjoying the G80, please hit the like button and stay tuned, because this is only the beginning. But with that said, let me just show you today's mods. As you guys can see, we have a carbon fiber diffuser for this G80 M3, and if you guys can notice, there's actually a few more pieces, and I'll explain that in a second. However, I still have some more mods in that large box, guys. I decided just to hold off for now. I'll leave that as a bit of a surprise for later, but again, that is also for the rear end, and it's gonna help completely transform the rear end of this G80 M3. But in the meantime, I just wanna focus on this diffuser. Now, to explain this extra piece, if you guys notice, there's the main diffuser right over here. Most people, when they change the diffusers on these cars, they only change the main piece, which makes sense because that's obviously the bulk of the diffuser. However, the diffuser is in multiple pieces. It has the main piece down over here, and it also has this trim piece all around. It's basically on the top over here. It's part of the little tow hook thing, and then it's also this piece right over here. I know it's hard to tell since my car is black, but even if you guys have like a white car, this piece right over here will be gloss black. So people will change the main piece of the diffuser, it's carbon fiber, and it'll look a little funny to me because it'll be carbon and then gloss black and then whatever color the car is. So although it doesn't matter too much to me, I'm still gonna change that piece for a carbon piece, so it's all gonna flow really nicely. We're just gonna have more carbon on the car. It's gonna help make it look a little more aggressive. And not only is the new diffuser carbon, but it actually has an extra design element, being an extra fin down in the center. So if you guys can tell, this OEM one has a fin next to the exhaust tip over there, one over there, one over there, and then one over there. Whereas the carbon one has those same fins, however, it has this extra one right down here in the middle. And I know it's a subtle thing, guys, but I really think it's gonna make it look that much more aggressive. I mean, the rear end of this car already looks super aggressive, but I think most of the aggression from a car from the rear comes from the diffuser, the taillights, and then the spoiler, which, spoiler alert, pun intended, we are gonna be swapping out the spoiler on this car pretty soon, so stay tuned for that video. So overall, I think this diffuser is gonna look way better on the car, it being carbon fiber, of course, it having those extra design elements, and then also combined with that still secret mod. So now in terms of installation, I actually think this is going to be easier than anything else that I've done on the car so far. All that holds on these diffusers and all these other mods are just a whole bunch of clips, and then from the bottom it has those like plastic fasteners. It's not even like a 10 mil or 8 mil or anything like that. We just have to pop out those plastic fasteners, similar to like the front bumper, not like the ones on the side skirts. Those ones are annoying, but these are the ones similar to the front bumper, so those should be easy to get out. As you guys can see, there's only a few on the diffuser. I think there's like 4 in total. None that's actually holding in this piece. This piece over here is just gonna be all clips, as you guys can tell. And then even that secret mod, which I'll show you guys later, it's also super easy to install as well. really nerve-wracking ripping off like the diffuser and all that type of stuff. Those clips are definitely not easy to deal with. They're super strong in there, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I almost got away with getting every single clip until the very end. When I was taking off the surround, it was going well until literally the last one. You guys can see I broke that one clip. All the other clips are fine. It is what it is, guys. It happens sometimes. I think this will still be usable, but it is gonna bother me that I broke one clip. But it is what it is. It's just part of the game. So just be really careful, guys, when you're doing this. It's really not that bad, but you just really gotta like muscle it off and just pull everything off. Just try your best not to break any clips, because although it is plastic and it is pretty flexible, they can definitely still break. But anyways, guys, with that said, we got everything off. Now, as you can tell, I took off the diffuser, I took off that diffuser surround, and I also took off those little side splitters on the rear. You guys can tell these are the OEM ones. So now, two reasons. One, it was actually easier to take off the diffuser surround with those pieces off because I think they actually overlap. I don't know, guys, I could be wrong, but regardless, if you're gonna do that, I would still recommend taking those off because it was just a lot easier for me. And then the second reason, that's that secret mod. So within that last box, we have some carbon fiber rear bumper splitters for this G80 M3, of course, to replace these OEM ones right over here. And not only are they carbon fiber, now I don't remember if I mentioned in that side skirt video, guys, but these side skirts have these like little wings. Those splitters that I got also have the same wing, so it's all gonna flow really nicely. You guys are gonna see from the side, you'll have the wing from the side skirt, it's gonna flow to the wheel, and it's gonna have the wing from the splitter as well. And then of course going into the carbon fiber diffuser. So all that together is gonna flow really, really nicely. Here is that splitter piece. Again, guys, this is just gonna sit right over here like that, and it's just gonna flow really nicely with the side skirt. Again, adding that extra design character in the rear, giving that extra aggression, and giving the car just a little bit more like oomph from the rear and the side. I know this is technically for the side of the car, it's not really the rear, but regardless, guys, it all flows into the rear, from the carbon fiber side skirt with the wing, to the splitter with the wing, and then into the diffuser surround, the other side. It's just gonna all look really good together. So in terms of installation, this thing is gonna be super easy. We're just gonna install it the same way that we took off the original one. So we're just gonna pop them into the clips. It's gonna use all the factory mounting points. We're gonna use those same pop-in fasteners, whatever you call them. So it's gonna install super, super easy. Same thing with the diffuser and everything else. So this should go really, really smoothly, I'm hoping. Also, if I didn't mention before, guys, all these pieces are dry carbon fiber. That means they are super lightweight. They're super high quality. So if you guys do want any of this stuff, again, links down in the description below. So as you guys saw, I finished installing all the rear pieces, the diffuser surround, as well as those side splitters, and everything turned out really, really nice. Like, it looks so much more aggressive from the rear, guys. That extra design in the diffuser, all of it being carbon fiber, the extra design in the rear splitter. I don't know if you guys know this, but besides having that wing, it even protrudes out a little more, so it looks wider from the rear. Overall, guys, this looks really, really good. I love the black with the carbon fiber. And honestly, replacing the diffuser surround made a huge difference, because remember, guys, if I didn't replace that, that would have remained gloss black, all of this right over here. But since it's all carbon fiber, it flows well with the splitter as well, because otherwise it kind of would have broken it up. Like I mentioned before, we now have that extra fin right over there, giving again a more aggressive look to the rear end. Honestly guys, I love the way that this looks. Now in terms of fit and finish, the finish is really, really nice. It is beautiful carbon fiber. The weave is gorgeous. And then in terms of fit, I had literally no issues whatsoever. And what's crazy guys is, remember, these are 3 separate aftermarket pieces all attaching together and all looking good. Like, it's tough when you have one aftermarket piece, but then to have 3 all working together and still fitting really, really nicely, that's really hard to do. Even on this small little piece here, you guys can see it still fits really, really well. There's very minimal gaps all along. The worst gaps you'll see is gonna be right over here. Again, that's because you have 3 different aftermarket pieces connecting. But overall, guys, there's virtually no gaps. You can just see just how nice everything fits and just how good it all looks together. Now, one thing I am super excited to show you guys is the side here as well, because now with the wing on the side skirt and on the splitter back here, it all flows really nicely. Before, it looked a little awkward in my opinion, just having the wing on the side skirt and then nothing over here, but now it all feels uniform. If I just take a step back so you guys can see what it looks like from a distance. Like before, this used to look like a normal sedan. Now it definitely does not. It looks way more sporty, way more aggressive, and I'm absolutely loving the way that this thing is turning out. I've never modded a car so fast, but I'm glad I'm doing it on the G80 out of all cars. I know we still have a lot more to do, like lowering the car and a whole bunch of performance stuff. If you guys didn't know, I did break in the car, so now that the car is broken in, we can actually go ahead and start with the performance stuff. So that means exhaust, intakes, tunes, all that type of stuff. So if you guys want to see that, definitely stay tuned. In terms of aesthetic stuff, we still have a lot to do, like I keep on talking about. I still have a lot more mods waiting for this car. And again, that's all just part of phase 1. Phase 2, we're gonna get even crazier. We're gonna wrap the car. It's gonna look like a completely different car if it hasn't already. So I should probably address the elephant in the room. For those of you guys with a keen eye, you probably noticed this rear wheel, that's not OEM fitment. But I will talk about that in a later video. But just for now, guys, everything looks really, really good. And again, we have a lot more to do to this car. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you drop it a like. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We have a lot more stuff coming for the G80. But yeah, anyways, guys, with that said, this video is pretty much done. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.